Welcome back to another episode of Chair Shots and Chit Chats, where we talk everything WWE. As you can see, my co-host CE is not here, but I myself am Paco. Today we're going to talk about a couple of different things, so let's get to it. Before we start, I did want to kind of do a social experiment. If you can comment down below where you fell off. I know this is an episode where it's just me, so I'm not going to have any bantering back and forth. So just put a timestamp down there where you kind of fell off or you started losing interest. Like that, it lets us know what it is that we should be talking about less of or talking about more of. And of course, don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button if you like the content that you're watching. List of individuals that have been recently released by the WWE. I have a list of those individuals and why we think they were released. There was something that came out specifically talking about that. And does it make sense? Does it not make sense? Being that they are now signing new talent with AAA, and we'll talk a little bit more about that as we go on. First, we have Dakota Kai that was released. Braun Strowman, which that was for some reason the biggest surprise. That we have Shayna Baszler, Kayden Carter, Katana Chance. With NXT, we have Cora Jade, Gigi Dolin, Eddy Thorpe, Jakara Jackson, Riley Osborne, Oro Mensah, Javier Bernal, Joey Coffey, Mark Coffey, Wolfgang, and Dani Palmer. So today I'm just going to be talking about some of the individuals, specifically Braun Strowman and Shayna Baszler, that were released from the WWE. If you can please help me understand why there's such shock behind Braun Strowman being released, I would love to understand that. I understand, I get it. He's a big guy, the kind of guy that Vince McMahon loved. But this is no longer the Vince generation. We are getting some of the high flyers. We're getting people that can wrestle. We're getting people that can perform. We're getting people that know how to talk in the mic. So I've been seeing a lot of ununderstanding in that decision. Braun Strowman didn't have any storyline. Braun Strowman wasn't a performer at WrestleMania. So I don't really get why there's so much shock behind letting him go. Not only that, but even when he was the top tier talent, I never really believed that he was. I don't even want to compare him to Brock Lesnar, but he was the Brock Lesnar in the way that he was a monster to beat. I'll do you one better. He was never the Brock Lesnar. He was the great Khali, but never amounted to the heights of the great Khali. Khali had his own individual match, the Punjabi cage match, I think, and they had something that revolved around the great Khali. But Braun Strowman was just a big guy. There was nothing that I could really see that set him apart other than the fact that he was tall, big, muscular. He was, I guess, a wannabe great Khali. Khali couldn't even speak, and I think he was better than Braun Strowman. So, nothing to take away from Braun Strowman. I'm not saying that he wasn't decent or he didn't do his job. I just don't see the shock in letting go of Braun Strowman. He wasn't being utilized like we talked about already. And there's so much, not just talent, but great talent in the WWE right now that if you're not willing to work for it, if you're not willing to hustle for it and have something other than the one gimmick that you have, I don't really see why they should have kept him. At the end of the day, this is a business. It's not a family. It's not a friendship group. It's a business. And the bottom line is he wasn't producing for the company. He wasn't setting himself apart. And it sounds like they didn't want to utilize him anymore because that big guy era is no longer a thing. Second person that I want to talk about is Shayna Baszler. The reason why I want to talk about her is not because she was an outstanding performer, but because I heard rumors that apparently WWE is thinking or is talking to Ronda Rousey. That being said, the easiest connection that you have to Ronda Rousey within the WWE is Shayna Baszler. You can group her with Shayna Baszler, which they've done already, or you can feud her with Shayna Baszler, or you can just have Shayna Baszler be that bridge, that storyline bridge that you can utilize to showcase Ronda Rousey. So for that reason, that doesn't make sense. Unless rumors are wrong, or unless there's the conversations that have been had are just so far out that it just wasn't making financial sense to keep Shayna Baszler. Other than that, I understand. Like, I'm telling you, all these conversations, all these individuals that I see, some of them were good, some of them were really good, but I don't get it. Another reason why I saw that they were letting go mostly NXT talent is that they weren't hustling. They weren't standing out. They weren't doing what it takes to showcase that you want to be here. They weren't performing like somebody who is passionate about the sport. They weren't performing like somebody who is engulfed in everything that is not just WWE, but wrestling, in the arts, in the showmanship, in the get here before everybody else and leave after everybody else is out. That Kobe Bryant mentality, that John Cena mentality, that Cody Rhodes mentality, that top talent mentality that you need to have in order to be able to stand out to people like Shawn Michaels, Triple H, and all that backstage talent that have been there for so long. So much so that I would even fair to say that the people, the individuals in LFG right now were said to have been outperforming or outwinning, out hustling. Performing maybe isn't the right word. Out hustling, outworking the individuals in NXT who already had a contract or who already had something going for them, but they got comfortable. If you're comfortable, what do you expect to happen? Do something that sets you apart. Do something that puts your name in people's mouth, whether that's you're being healed, whether that's your mic skills. Look, a lot of people gave Mike the Miz a lot of crap when he first started because he came from the real world, but he wanted it. He worked in front of the mirror to develop his mic skills. He worked in the ring to develop his in-ring skills. He had chemistry with almost everybody that he's been with. And if he's giving a gimmick, he takes it and he runs with it. Cody Rhodes, the reason why he's at the top is not because he chose to get comfortable. Cody Rhodes is at the top because even when he was playing Stardust, even when he was giving the gimmick of Stardust and was being buried in Stardust, he decided to take that and make it his own. That is what you need to do to make it in any business. And if you're not doing that, if you're not performing to your best, if you're not setting yourself apart from everybody else, mostly when you're not even like well-known talent in NXT, why should a company keep you? With that being said, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Leave all your thoughts in the comments. Let me know how you did here in this video about myself. Peace.